Hey guys, how to here. So in this new exciting episode I am going to waterproof all this floor and all the walls around here. Now to do that I'm going to use that type of matting over there for the floor, and I'm going to show you at a later stage the other matting that I'm going to use for the walls. Meanwhile, I'm just going to start by mixing my tile adhesive, which is right here. It's a standard set flexible adhesive, and when I'm going to mix it up, I'm going to make it more liquid, so the adhesive can penetrate into the mat. If not, it's just going to be dry and the mat is not going to stick properly onto the surface of the floor. I'm going to use also a notch trowel and of course something to just to take the adhesive off from the pocket, and a grouting float. You can also use a roller instead of the grouting float. So yeah, at this point I'm kind of ready to mix my adhesive and start to lay it down. Now the matting for the floor, it's already prepared. That means I already cut it to measure. So yeah, it's always best to have everything ready, because the adhesive sometimes can go off very quickly, and you might be in trouble. It will still need to be liquid when you are going to start to lay the matting, and sometimes most of the time you don't have enough space to move quickly, and the adhesive is going to go hard, and then it's not going to be a very good job. So yeah, let's mix some adhesive. Alright guys, so the adhesive ready, and as you can see it's quite liquid. That is going to give me even more opening time, so I will have more time to lay it onto the floor. I want to lay it everywhere, and then I'm just going to put the mat on top. So let's quickly do that. Alright, so now I laid all my adhesive with a notch trowel, and of course now I will just have to lay that. Hopefully I can lay it exactly like I cut it, because that is a little bit tricky to do. Hopefully I'm not going to have that problem. It's quite has a big length and I have loads of cuts. That is the only problem. But yeah, when you are going to lay the adhesive, try to be even everywhere. So after you finish, if you can re-trowel it a few times just to make sure that you are going to be even, that is going to be a lot better. And before I'm going to forget, the floor was prepared prior to this. It was cleaned and scraped and cleaned, and then I applied some SBR on it, some primer. So alright, let's put this mat before everything is going to get hard. That side was done. Now I will quickly do this other bit. Alright, so we are ready now for the matting. Go on. Alright, so I can see the matting here is going to rise up, but I'm going to go back on it a few times till the adhesive is going to get a little bit stronger, because at the moment it's probably too liquid, and that's why it doesn't have the power to stick the matting onto this surface. But that is a good excuse just to check to see if everything is nice and filled, and yeah, we can lay it back. now I'm just going to be careful to these edges not to rise up, and I'm going to go back on them a few times just to make sure that they are going to sit properly in place. So yeah, I'm just going to wait a little bit for it to go off, and I'm going to press it a little bit more. Make sure that everything is going to stick to the floor. If not, all this job is going to be for nothing. Alright guys, so I'm still going to leave that one to go off a little bit and try to press it as much as I can to be embedded into the floor, but I still have some adhesive, and I'm going to start by installing this matting for the wall. So yeah, we have it fit here. It's quite thin, and it's going to be the same procedure. I'm just going to put some adhesive on the wall and then just stick it on. Waterproof wall matting from Travertine. Okay, so let's do that now. So now our matting is laid on, and now I will just use my notch trowel to press all against the wall and take all the air buckets out. that was the first mat, and that's how I usually install these mats. I even left a little bit on this side, and when I'm going to install this other sheet, I am going to overlap it a little bit more. I also overlapped it with the floor, and I don't know if you can see even a little bit on the corner. So when I'm going to come with the other mat on top, I'm just going to do the same like here. So I'm going to leave around 100 mil on top of that border over there. Again, when I'm going to install my second mat, I'm going to overlap it onto the other mat over here. So yeah, for now I will need to do some more adhesive and restart again with the other sides. Alright guys, so probably about 90% of the waterproofing was done. So all around floors and wall it's waterproof now, but I will still need to do one last thing, and that means that I will have to cover this joint here. I'm just going to use some of the strips of the waterproofing that I used on the walls. You can buy that separately when you are going to buy the sheet for the floor. And yeah, so I'm going to use the same procedure, put some adhesive right over there, and then just with my trowel try to get all the bubbles out. So let's quickly do this. Alright, so that's done. It's looking a little bit messy, but it's definitely going to do the job. Now you can do the same thing even around the pipes, around down there. You can check all the corners and just add a little bit more of those patches. Now, I was telling you, you can already buy them already made for the corners, internal corners and external corners, and there are strips, small strips of about 200 mil, if I'm not wrong, that you can buy instead of making your own. and probably sometimes you are not going to do all the walls, so you are not going to have what it takes. So yeah, now I'm going to be ready to tile. The system is on, it's 100% waterproofed, and yeah, I'm ready to tile. At this point, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.